Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Roger Johnson and Naget Munchetti.
Our headlines today, named in the New Year's honours list, the British divers who rescued young footballers from a cave in Thailand, and emergency workers at the Manchester and London terror attack.
He is known to millions as the face of some of the BBC's favourite nature programmes.
Yeah, now the BBC's Chris Packham has been appointed a CBE for his services to conservation in the New Year's honours list. I called him the BBC's. He's not just the BBC's. He does lots of work. He joins us now from outside Broadcasting House in London. Chris, morning to you. Congratulations on your honour. How does it feel?
Well, I'm taking this one for the team, a great team of conservationists who get up every morning and go out and try and make a difference for the UK's and the world's wildlife and environment. And, you know, there's an enormous number of people doing an enormous amount of hard work. I do my own small part, so of course I'm very flattered to receive the award, but I do hope that I can use it to further our collective aims. And if it gives me the opportunity to knock on a few more doors and say, we've got some issues we'd like you to deal with, then it will be a great asset to us all.
That's an interesting point, isn't it? Because all the common theme that runs through pretty much all the people we've spoken to this morning, who have received recognitions from knighthoods down through the ranks, all say that it's in large part they wouldn't be there without the people that work with them.
No, well, I'm very fortunate to work with some fantastic conservationists, people like Dr. Mark Avery, Ruth Tingay, Ruth Pesey, my partner who I've been working with overseas when we've been campaigning against the slaughter of migrant birds in the Mediterranean. My own stepdaughter now is on the conservation bandwagon too, and many young people, Dara Manorti and Bella Lack, who I was working with in the summer. There's an enormous number of young conservationists coming through who show great promise to make sure, you know, to indicate that we're going to be making a more positive difference more quickly, and that's what we need to do. I mean, and there's no room for complacency in this field. We've still got illegal fox hunting going on, we've got the illegal persecution of raptors, we've got an uneconomic, inhumane and unscientific badger cull taking place, and that is just a few of the issues in the UK. I woke up the other day, I think on your programme, I hear that the Japanese are resuming commercial whaling. We conservationists are going to be a busy lot in 2019, and if this honour can help further our cause, then I'm very pleased to accept it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We reported that on, I think, on Boxing Day, that the Japanese are going to do that, although within their own, I think within their own territorial waters, they said they would do it. Just give us an idea, the platform that Spring Watch and Autumn Watch gives you. Do you find that conservation is seeping more into our consciousness as a nation as a result of things like that?
I think that one of our key objectives with those sorts of programmes is to develop an affinity for people, you know, the wildlife that people share their community with. It's about the wildlife in their backyards. It's the wildlife that they can best engage with, and once they do engage with it and learn to love it, it's the wildlife that they're best placed to look after and conserve. So generating that sort of outlook for British wildlife is really, really important. I think we then have to take it further, because we ask people to care about it, but what I need to do, independently from the BBC, I must critically say, is then ask those people to take some positive action to better conserve those species. And we do that in a peaceful, democratic way. And this summer I organised the People's Walk for Wildlife. We had 10,000 people out playing birdsong here in the streets of London, saying to our decision makers, wildlife is important, and although there are many other key issues which are impacting our lives in the UK, we want this on the agenda because we care about it, our health and our future. So increasingly we have to make sure that we enjoy wildlife television. That's great, and it's a great way. The BBC does a fantastic job of bringing issues to people's attention, but then independently from the BBC, people like myself have to say, okay, now let's make a real difference by sometimes lobbying, sometimes signing petitions, sometimes standing up and actually shouting and saying we want a positive change because we not only care, but we're prepared to take action for our wildlife.
And just very briefly, Chris, and finally, I know you've known about this for a few weeks. Do you have any plans to celebrate your CBE today?
Well, I've got to go shopping. Seriously, I didn't get any Christmas presents, so everyone's getting them late this year, so I'm dashing around the Christmas sales here in London trying to find my sister a present.
Right, well, I'm sure your sister will await it with great interest. Many congratulations, Chris Packham,
Thank you very much, that's very kind.
Thank you.
That's braving the sales, I'll tell you that much. I'll be back with Rachel tomorrow from 6 here on BBC One. From both of us, though, have a lovely day.
Cheerio, have a good day.